The Wraith Queen by Andrew Hawnt. To the eyes of the living, all was silent. It had always been thus. The mundane existence of the warm-breathing masses was a quiet prison. It blinded them to so much that went on around them, right under their runny noses. Their offices, their coffee machines, their self-important hierarchy, all of them designed over many centuries to maintain vignettes. The city breathed and moved and argued and wept. At its edge sat the silence of grey manor. It had continued to stand through the ages, through wars and fires and plagues and all manner of horrors. Always there was a building on that site. For years at a time it would stand derelict and forgotten, as if hidden by a heavy fog. It was as though the space it inhabited was spared the rigours of the world. Just how Ember liked it. The heavy iron gates stood chained and awkwardly lopsided, leaves piled high against them, sending flurries into the air every time the wind rose. The grounds were devoid of life, and yet it was far from empty. "Gathered," Ember cried from the upstairs balcony. "We will have order here." The dense crowd of ghosts that filled the grounds writhed and melded in waves of celestial grey. It slowed at the sound of the voice. A form lifted from the masses, taking a more defined shape, that of Grenville Stein. "Ember," his booming tones carried across the undulating sea of ghosts. "These fine houses have crossed the world to join you here for this rite. Are you prepared for the trials?" Ember rose up higher from the balcony, her luxurious gown ebbing away into nothing at the edges. The darkness of the grand hall was visible through her ethereal form. "High Archon Stein, I face these trials with relish. Let them begin." Stein turned to the crowds below him. He stretched out a hand and wisps of his essence formed a sabre. "Brethren, Baroness Ember Grey of Grey Manor wishes to assert her rule over us all, including me, your faithful and fair Archon. What say you, spirits of the great houses? What say you of this claim to power over us?" Roars of derision and violent intent erupted from the throng, and countless spirits leapt into the air, ghostly weapons taking shape in long dead hands. Archon Stein hurled himself at Ember, his sabre ready to strike her undead form. "Let us show her that I am, and will always be, your sovereign!" Otherworldly blades met as they converged on her. Battle raged as though they faced an army, not a lone woman with one sword in her fist. Yet as each wave of ghosts came, she fought them back again and again. They had distracted her well. Archon Stein let his blade vanish into the air as he closed in behind Ember. The assault focused her efforts in front of her, and so the Baroness never saw the Archon peel back the sleeve of his robe, revealing the glove and cursed vambrace that held so much horror for the undead. He balled his fist and plunged it into Ember's core, her undead energies suddenly corrupted by the Archon's foul magic. Her sword vanished, and she writhed against the grip he had on the ethereal heart, poisoning her energies with the dark of an eternal sleep she had avoided for so very long. Her scream was that of tortured banshees, and the Archon's soldiers pulled back, surrounding their lord and his prey as the ancient leader of the great ghost houses set about destroying the pretender to his throne. Stein roared with victory as he felt Ember flickering into nothingness against the onslaught of his cursed hand. "Watch, brethren, see another challenger fall. Soon every house will carry the mark of Stein. Watch as she dies the second death." Archon Stein's bellow became a scream. Ember hadn't vanished. She had forced her energies into one spot, the wound her nemesis had caused, sealing it, severing the cursed hand, and sending the infernal vambrace away in shards of ether. He spun away in the air, trailing wisps of death from his ruined arm. Ember turned to him, a sabre reigniting in her hand, and laughed. As she did, the foul darkness of his corrupted extremity escaped her like rancid smoke. She raised her blade, pointing it at him. "You come here expecting to put on a show for this pathetic flock? Ghosts you've gathered from dark corners around the world. How does it feel to be bested by such a slip of a girl, great Archon?" "Destroy her!" Stein screamed at his army. "Lay waste to this sorry house. Possess the living and make them burn it. Erase it from existence. She cannot stop us all alone." Stein's forces converged on Ember again, but she just hung there in the air, grinning. "I'm not alone, ghosts of the great houses. I've never been alone at Grey Manor. This space is the heart of this realm. This space is alive with energies that echo all the way back to before time had a name. There are many spirits here, a great many." Archon Stein reared up in the air, his arm seeping darkness from its ragged end. "Kill her, again and again. Let her know the meaning of an eternal death." His words trailed away as Grey Manor itself groaned. Shuttered windows heaved with force from within, eventually bursting from the enormous pressure behind them. The manor vomited a thrashing wave of ghosts, many of them not of human origin, their endless number rampaging forth from the deepest chasms of the earth in defense of their queen, their protector for so long. A storm of raging psychic energy exploded forth, consuming Archon Stein and the forces he had amassed in a cacophonous cleansing. Amidst it all, Ember laughed the cold laugh of the dead. Cars passed by. Pedestrians mumbled into their phones. Depressed office workers went about their lives. A homeless man counted change. Someone walked their lonely way home, worrying about the future. Yet behind the silence of Grey Manor, a new queen took her throne.